Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So a Christmas 2024 Rapture? A Hannukah Rapture in 2024? Could it be? Let's think about it, okay? No man knows the day or the hour, right? Okay, but it's going to happen, right? Do you agree that the Rapture will happen? Well, I believe in the Rapture because it's in the Bible. So at some point it will happen. Will we know the season? Will we know the signs? Well, Jesus tells us we'll know the signs. He says that day will not come upon you as a thief. So here we go. Does it make sense that the Rapture would happen in Christmas? Well, there's lots of information about it. Okay, this year Christmas and Hannukah are on the same day. That has only happened 4 times before in history. I believe that is significant. I believe that could be pointing to a changeover of the dispensations. We are in the age of the Gentiles. We know that at some point that will end, and it will start the time of Jacob's trouble, which will be the time of the Jews, right? Where God will turn his attention back to his physical remnant of Israel, whom which we are grafted into. So is it possible that that happens on Hannukah and Christmas when they intersect? Very interesting situation. Also this month we have 2 new moons in the sky, which is rare. Okay? It also happens, but it's very rare. Could that be another sign? We also had 2 moons in the sky. There was supposed to be an asteroid or something that they're calling a second moon, which has been going on for like 2 months. Many people have had dreams about 2 moons in the sky and a rapture, myself included. I had a 2 moon dream before I heard anything about it online. And it was a month or 2 later when I heard somebody else mention it, and then I started looking into it and I saw all these hours long footage of it, okay? So this month we have 2 moons, or 2 new moons. We usually only have 1. Right? So, also on Christmas Eve, the Pope, who I believe is the false apostle of the Bible, he is going to open 5 portals in the Vatican. It's never been done before. Some kind of ritual that's never been done before. And opening portals, I don't think sounds like a good idea, right? But hey, it's a perfect thing to happen right before the rapture of the church. Okay, also we have UFOs flying around. Langley Air Base was just shut down because they had a shootout with these beings and these UFOs that they don't know what they are, right? Government doesn't know what they are, FBI doesn't know, nobody knows what they are. But they're opening portals in the sky as well. Okay, there are orbs that look like a wheel within a wheel like this. Exactly as the book of Ezekiel talks about. Look these videos up, you'll see it for yourself. There's also what looks like a portal being opened. It looks like water. Basically, if you zoom in on a star, whatever that looks like, it looks like a light behind water, and it's kind of moving around. That's what's in the sky now, and I'm talking about like CBS, you know, major news stream looking at this, filming it, and saying, what is that? Oh my God, what is that, right? Just completely ignorant. The world is ignorant of these things, and they're about to get slapped upside the head and shook. The Bible says that. Men's hearts failing them for what is coming upon the earth. They don't know about this stuff. They don't believe it. They think it's fiction because they see it in their movies. Okay, newsflash. They put the truth in the movies and they put the fiction in the newscast. That's straight up truth. They don't tell you the real stuff in the news, but they expose it in the movies. Okay? So, this is about to come upon the earth, Jacob's trouble, and before that, the rapture of the church. So Jesus said that the rapture would come at an hour we do not expect. Do we expect it to happen on Christmas? Well, I'll tell you something. I've never heard that suggested, that perhaps the rapture would happen on Christmas. I've never heard it suggested. So maybe it is a day we least expect, right? I feel like Christians wouldn't expect that. In fact, most people are more concerned with the world, family, gifts, money, right? Make sure you have enough money to buy your presents and hopefully I'm not in debt, right? And boom, here comes the rapture of the church. It's very possible, all right? First person to be raptured was Enoch. Another name for Enoch is Hannukah, or Hannuk, right? In Hebrew. He was the first person to be raptured before the flood, before the trouble, before the tribulation. So this could be pointing to a Christmas Hannukah rapture. God does things on time. He does them on feast days. His major events he does on certain dates. And this is what people don't understand when they call us date setters. I'm not setting a date. I'm not saying it's going to be on Christmas, Hanukkah 2024. I'm saying, could it be? And the answer is yes, it could be. And if you're a Christian and you believe in the rapture, you'd have to say that yes, it could be. If you don't, and you laugh and you scoff about it, the Bible calls you out as a mocker and a scoffer. And it tells us that there would be people like you in the last times. So, I pray that you would not mock and scoff, but look into it. Aren't you excited for the coming of Christ? So if somebody says, hey, wouldn't it be cool if it happened on Hanukkah and Easter or Christmas? You know, you should be saying, yeah, that'd be interesting. But if you're in love with the world and you don't want to leave here, then I get it. You don't like the rapture idea. And there's a lot going on in human psychology. I get it. I have friends, you know, who don't want the rapture to come, and I totally understand. So that would be very interesting at Christmas, Hanukkah, Rapture, right? It's the festival of lights. Jesus, the biggest light, comes and gets us, comes for his bride, right? I always thought it was curious, how come churches are not open on Christmas Day? That was baffling to me when I found that out. I'm like, wait, no way. You're kidding, right? Nope. Churches are shut down on Christmas. Isn't that ironic? I mean, what if somebody wants to go to church on Christmas? God forbid, right? God forbid somebody doesn't have family around, or there's some homeless people, or somebody who's struggling, needs help from the church on the day that Jesus was supposedly born, which I don't believe it was the day he was born, but it's the time that the church celebrates that, right? I believe it was the time that he was conceived, potentially. But the churches are shut down and there's nobody there for them. Very sad. I'm going to make another video about the churches. It's a whole other topic. So another thing is, with the Christmas, Hanukkah, Rapture idea, wouldn't it be interesting? I mean, basically, right, Christmas is the biggest day for Christians ever. Arguably other than Easter. But I would say it's way bigger than Easter. Okay? Wouldn't it be interesting that the day that the Christians have been celebrating, that God has been allowing them to celebrate, even though he didn't tell them to celebrate that day, that would be the day of the rapture? So that they would be looking and waiting in a sense, even if they're not looking at the signs. They're looking at their Messiah. They're putting lights on the tree that supposedly represents the light of Christ. I hope it does. Right? And then boom, here he comes. Right? Israel is about to, you know, the generation time is about to be up. 2028 is the time that Israel will be, the generation will pass, that Jesus said wouldn't pass. So we only have a few years before that. Okay? The 6,000 years that the earth would last is almost up. Right? 4,000 years from the creation to Christ, crucifixion, and from the crucifixion of Christ, which was either in 31 to 33 AD, 2,000 years after that would be 2031, 2032, or 2033, which means Christ would have to come back on those days. Not that he has to, but that's what the Bible seems to be saying. It's the idea of the cosmic week. Look into it. The Reformers talked about it, that the earth would last for 6,000 years. Then Messiah would come back to the earth, and peace would plant in Israel, and then we would have 1,000 years of peace, which would be the day of rest. With the Lord, a day is 1,000 years, right? Peter tells us that. So the idea is we would have 6 days of sin or work on this earth, which would be 6,000 years, right? A day for 1,000 years, 6,000 years. And on the 7th day, or the last 1,000 years of creation, we would have a rest, which would be the time of the Messiah, the Messianic age. That, by the way, the Jews are looking for. But they're looking to a physical man to bring in. Just like, you know, some of the Christians who are wrapped up in the whole Trump thing. Trump is going to make America great again. They're looking for a physical paradise, heaven on earth, just like the Jews were originally, just like the Jews still are now. Okay, the church is making people look for that instead of looking at the sky where Jesus says to look. At the end times, he says, look up. He doesn't say look down, look around, right? Look at your nation, try to make your nation great again, right? And get your flags out and be patriotic. You go, you know what I'm saying? No, we're not attached to this world. Yes, you're going to keep your identity, you're going to keep your nationality, okay, and I'm sure that'll be part of you, and that's great. But he says, look up for your redemption draweth nigh. And that's where we're at, guys. Everybody's looking up. With the drones, with these beings, with these Nephilim creatures manifesting themselves in the sky. There's going to be a war. Alice Bailey talked about the externalization of the hierarchy. What happened in 2025? What does that mean? Well, that means that the hierarchy, which she calls all the spiritual beings that she prays to and conjures and, right, has speak through her and other New Age people, right? They're demons. They're messing around with demons. Channeling is exactly that. Spirit guides are exactly that. They're demonic beings coming to you astrally and fooling you, and they'll give you all kinds of information, okay? So those beings that the New Age has been messing with ever since its inception, right? With Blavatsky. Madame Blavatsky was basically the creator of the New Age movement in the 1800s. And you have Alice Bailey, who picks up the torch in the 50s, and she writes a book called The Externalization of the Hierarchy, where these beings would make themselves known physically. And here we are. She said it would happen in 2025, and here we are, on the cusp of that year, 2025, and it's happening in our skies right now. You think this is a joke? It's up to you. You have free will. God has given you free will, and He's given you these signs, and He's giving you all these signs to wake up. It is time to wake up. Okay? You can enjoy your life. I'm not saying to hide in a bunker. I do not believe in that. If you want to do that, that's fine. But if you want to continue enjoying your life to the last second, yes, that's what you should be doing. And I hope we are preaching, right? Making disciples, being kind and loving. This is what we're supposed to do as we're waiting for Jesus, right? But Jesus talks about that, those who will be drinking and being merry and beating their fellow servants, and then He'll come upon them unaware. So I don't believe we should be carousing in drunken parties, right? Now, we have human weakness. All I'm saying, guys, is be ready. Jesus is coming. And how do you be ready for the rapture? You accept Christ as your Messiah. You believe in Him. That's the only way you can be ready. Not beans, right? Not stacking up food from Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, if you want to buy food from Alex or anyone else and put it in your wherever, great. And you want to buy whatever you need, awesome. But that's not going to save you for the 7-year tribulation. Nothing will. Hence why God will take His church out, right? Far be it from you, Lord, to judge the wicked with the righteous. Lot says to the Lord before He pulls Lot out, a pre-tribulation rapture, so to speak, pulls Lot and his wife out before He destroys Sodom. He didn't destroy Sodom with him in there. Hence, when the 7-year tribulation, the wrath of God is poured out on the earth, He will not leave His church in here. He will also not leave His Spirit in here. It says that His Spirit, the restrainer, will be taken out. And the Spirit is in us, in the church. So if He takes His Spirit out, we're going with Him. And then guess what? Satan can do whatever he wants. Right now he's held in check because the believers are here. I heard a story of a guy who just got saved, walked into a college party, and they were using a Ouija board. And they were having fun with this Ouija board, and it was working, and it was spelling out things, telling them things. And as soon as this brand new believer who the day before accepted Jesus and believed in Jesus and His death on the cross walked in the room, the Ouija board stopped working, and the people were pissed off. When he left, the Ouija board continued to work. The people told him later that as soon as he walked out, it started working. It spelled out there was a child of God in the room, so we had to stop. I think I'm messing around, guys. This is real. They have no power around us. But non-believers, oh, you better believe it, they have power. Okay? Look at some horror movies and look at these people and what they go through, right? And some of the true, horror stories, some of the true ghost stories and whatever, demonic presences around. Every single time they don't believe in Jesus. And if they only knew that if you believe in Jesus and call on His name, that these things will disappear, those things would stop immediately. And if they did start again, you could stop them. It's within your power as a believer. All right? What these beings are about to manifest to the world, who has no idea, they think it's fiction. They've seen it in movies, in their superhero movies, right? They've heard about vampires, werewolves, elves, fairies, and everything from all these different cultures. Oh, those are just false things. Okay, well, when those things start showing up in front of your face, men's heart failing them for what is coming upon the earth. I'm spitting the word of God, guys. Read the Bible. This is your chance, okay? Read the Bible. I suggest you do it before the rapture, before the tribulation happens, so that you're not left here. However, there's not much time left. So if you're seeing this video afterwards, pick up your Bible. You know, is it illegal now to read the Bible in the tribulation? I don't know. I hope not. I don't think so. I believe you'll still be able to get it. I believe the internet will still be there, so you can always get it on there. Okay? Read the Bible. Read the New Testament first. Plow through it. Read the book of Revelation. Read it out loud. The Bible pronounces a blessing for those who read Revelation and listen to it. And who do what it says will be blessed. So, do it, man. Open the Bible to Revelation or whatever. Put it on the head of your bed. All right? This is spiritual warfare techniques. At the beginning of this year, 2024, we had giant 10-foot aliens being reported walking around the Miami Mall, and people shooting at them. And the cops came and they shut down airspace, they shut down the power, and there's like hundreds of cops surrounding the mall. Now, of course, the news later came out and said, oh no, it was just a bunch of kids shooting off fireworks. Do you believe them? Do you believe they would have that kind of response for a bunch of kids shooting off fireworks? Use your common sense, guys. God has given you a brain, man. Stop shutting off your common sense and your brain and listening to these known liars. They are of their father, the devil. The only non-liar is Jesus Christ, okay? The truth, the unadulterated truth, is in the Bible, in the New Testament especially. Okay? That's what started off our year. And look what's ending our year. A battle in the skies with more UFOs. Alice Bailey says it will be the externalization of the demonic and alien hierarchy in 2025. Donald Trump creates Space Force. I will destroy the aliens. Right? Werner von Braun, part of the government, creator of NASA, who later found Christ, tells his secretary, the last card will be the alien invasion. It's fake. Don't believe it. They're going to use it to completely lock down the world. Everybody's getting 2020 vibes. Everybody's talking about aliens. But no, I hear Christians saying, there's no rapture. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Keep saying it. Don't miss the rapture. I hope you're saved. I hope you believe in Jesus, because you're going up if you do, whether you like it or not. But guess what? You'll like it. It's better than here. And it's about to get real bad here, and it ain't going to be fun no more. Okay, a lot of people struggling down here. Well, guess what? It's about to get a million times worse. Worst time in human history is coming upon us. And it's going to last for 7 years. And Jesus told us, if God didn't shorten the time, there would be no human flesh left. Did you see that bomb that Israel just dropped on Syria? Did you see the bombs that rained down from the sky that Russia has? Get with God, get with Christ, you can get out of here. And if you're left behind, just keep studying the Bible, keep preaching the gospel, get as many people saved as you can. And, you know, if you're going to be a martyr, that's a great calling. There's a special crown given to martyrs. Okay, so we're going to need the tribulation saints in the time of the end. We're going to need the 144,000. So God bless you guys. Keep coming back. I love you. Peace, blessings. Keep it real with Christ.